Welcome back to the You Know My Voice podcast, where I interview the biggest voices in electronic music. Today's guest with me joining on the sofa is a North London icon, a superstar. This artist has sung and written one of the biggest tracks in our generation in dance and garage music. This record is multi-platinum, was nominated for a MOBO and a Brit, and apparently Samuel Jackson's favourite tune from the UK. Joining me on the sofa today is amazing superstar, Nene. Thank you for coming in.
Nice to see you, Kels.
Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me.
Yes, anything for you. But we did discuss that I was going to get some type of payment in the form of cake and custard.
Cake and custard is totally happening afterwards.
Fantastic.
Right around the corner, I'm gonna bounce.
Fantastic.
Thank you for joining today. Obviously, Body Groove is one of the biggest dance records, which has got your voice on it and your writing. But before we even get there and we talk about that, we need to talk about Baby Nene. Because when did Baby Nene start finding music?
She was mischievous. She was a little rat bag. I think my mum said I could always sing. I think every singer has this story, right? Where, you know, my mum said she always noticed that when music was on, it was like, okay.
Yes.
So I just remember being completely enamored with Whitney Houston. Mm-hmm. She was like, I used to put the towel on my head, stand on the Yellow Pages. For those of you old enough to know about Yellow Pages. To stand on the Yellow Pages, and I used to sing I'm Your Baby Tonight. And I remember my mum and my aunties were in the living room and I'm Your Baby Tonight was playing and I was singing along with it.
Yeah.
And I remember my mum, there was a high note. I'm not going to attempt to do it now because I sound like Barry White because I've got the flu. But I just remember my mum stopping and looking at me and she went, you can sing. And she was genuinely like, oh my God, my daughter can sing. Aww. But at the time I was just like, you follow.
Yes.
She was like everything to me. So
yeah.
I think from there, my mum started to realise that I was into music. And then, I just never stopped. I used to terrorise everyone and make them...
I love that.
You know when you do concerts by force?
Yeah.
And so my sister was the backing vocalist. If my cousin was here, she would literally roll her eyes. My cousin and my sister were the by force... BVs.
Love that. You was already a lead singer. You just knew.
And then I used to jump. There was a coffee table, so I used to jump off the coffee table. It was really dramatic.
Wow.
Honestly.
Love that. She was rock star in it from day dot.
Yeah, I was.
Were you the oldest of your sister as well?
It was my little sister, so she had no choice.
Yeah,
my older cousin was just in there because it was like, she was like, okay, I'll just do it. Yeah. And so we had a whole band. It was great.
I love that. So when did you start, did you kind of decide to go music college? Did your mum help foster this joy or was it just like Nene sings?
I think my mum kind of left me to it because she's African and she always wanted, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer.
Yes.
The accountant, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think she always knew that I was a little bit of a rebel, so I wasn't going to be...
Nah.
into any of that.
Yeah.
So she kind of left me to it. And then I went to Performing Arts College, which is where I met Elizabeth Troy.
Oh, yes, my queen.
Shazne.
Amazing.
Yeah, so the college, there was quite a few, there's quite a few others.
What college was this?
Islington Sixth Form.
Oh, right, amazing. Wow.
So Shazne was there, yep. I always remember in her shearling coat and I thought, she's so cool. Because she was in the older.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and I just thought, And I went to school with Shola as well. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so me and Shola, I feel like she's like my sister. I don't feel like I don't really call her my friend. She's my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible. Wow, what an alumni.
Yeah. So there's quite a few, actually. There's a few more. I'm just trying to think of people that and you're like, oh yeah, where do I know you from? Oh yeah, we went to school. We went, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's incredible that all of you have come out and been actually really, really major part of the scene,
Yeah. I think it's fun because I know them and they know me. They know the real me.
Yeah.
So there isn't any pretense. They're my real friends. They're the people that I call when I'm upset about something because I'm the one that likes to beef. I'm the one that likes to beef. Shola's calm and zen and it's always about peace and love. Elizabeth is a slight hooligan, but she's always peace and love as well. Do you know what I mean? They're all hooligans in their own right, but I'm the one that likes to beef.
I love it, yeah. I love that. That's amazing. So how old were you when you were doing that course?
I think I was 17, 18 maybe.
Right, cool. So when did you start getting your...
younger? I don't remember actually.
When did you start getting your first foray into recording and writing?
So funny enough, I had a voice injury, right?
Wow.
I was 16. I can't remember. Just before I went to college.
What caused that?
Or was it after? I wasn't using my voice correctly because I had no training.
Right.
I'd never had voice lessons.
Right.
I just knew that I could sing. But obviously, you know, you have the placement is not right.
Yeah.
So I remember my mum took me to Israel.
Wow.
And she took me to the Holy Wall.
Oh.
And she said, tell God what you want. Ask God for what you want.
Wow.
So I wrote on this piece of paper, I want to be really famous and I want an eternal hit.
Wow.
And I stuck it in the wall. So, and that is fact. Like, you really have to be careful what you ask God for because you'll get it.
Wow. Wow.
So then I went to college and I remember I used to study Ella Fitzgerald and Sarah Vaughan and Billie Holiday. So I was actually into jazz, as in the vocalist, not the musicality of it, but just the vocalist.
But the delivery, because Sarah Vaughan's rich tone. Yeah. Ella's one of my favourites. Just, God, the phrasing.
I mean, Good Morning Heartache, I think is by Ella. Yeah, it is. It's Ella. It's an Ella. But just the melancholy of it all.
Yeah.
Because I'm a bit of a hopeless romantic and it's like, oh my God, this is so beautiful. So that's what I studied and that's what I was kind of singing. And then I remember I just couldn't sing and I had a voice, I had blisters on my throat.
Oh, wow.
And I was told, you're never going to be able to sing again. If you do not stop, you are not going to be able to sing again.
Oh my goodness.
So I wasn't allowed to speak for 5 months.
Wow.
I had to communicate
5 months?
Yeah. And then I had to have speech therapy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it was a lot. And so my voice changed.
Wow.
So I could hit all the high notes before. Whenever I listen to you, I'm like, those notes are perfection. They just, especially like your higher register, is so pretty. And I remember I used to try and do it and you could just hear air. And I remember he looked, the ENT looked at my throat and he said, yeah, this is not a joke. You've got blisters, not nodules, because with nodules, you can sometimes, more of the time, you can remove them.
Right.
But with blisters, they're open sores.
Oh, goodness.
So you can't.
Yeah.
You just have to let them heal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 5 months.
5 months?
And then
How
I had
did you
to
manage that?
Speech therapy. It was the best, you know.
Was it?
Yeah, because at first, I'm talkative most of the time, but then I do have my moments where I just
quiet.
I'm really quiet.
Yeah.
So I was very, it was fun.
Yeah.
It taught me discipline.
Yeah.
Because it was like, if you don't do this, you're not going to be able to sing. And that was all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so it was like, if I don't need to speak, then I don't need to speak. So I just was communicating with writing things down.
Wow. So how did the speech therapy develop then? And
I think my speech therapist was amazing. She's very calm, very zen.
Yeah.
And she was like, when you go into a nightclub, do you shout?
I mean,
and I was like, well, yeah. And she was like, well, don't do that. And so even now, when I'm in a night, I just learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
That she...
Because apparently that is one of the things, actually, our talking voices are the things that can damage our voices.
But whispering is really bad for you.
Yes.
You didn't know that. It's really bad for you.
Yeah.
It's really bad for your voice, I should say, not bad for you.
Yeah, I had an issue with my vocal cords years ago, a long time ago, because I'm asthmatic.
Okay.
But I hadn't used my pump for years, and I got re-diagnosed and I was using my pump, and then I couldn't sing. And it turned out, the short version of the story very quickly was that the chemicals in the pump was drying out my voice. So now I just don't use a pump. But I had some polyps. And trying to whisper, I got taught that in having a little bit of speech therapy. And it was just quite shocking, because that seems like you're doing the right thing. But
you're putting extra pressure on your vocals. So yeah, it was a testing time.
Yeah, of course.
But I was frightened, and this young girl, has all these aspirations and these dreams, and then you're told, and I just remember the camera got stuck. They put the thing down. It actually got stuck because my throat was so swollen.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so and my mum was like, you're trying to kill my daughter.
Yes, you must have been joking.
No, my mum was being so dramatic in the hospital room. He was like, Mummy, stop. Because it got stuck.
Yeah.
So he was trying to pull it out, so he had to get the nurse.
Oh my God, you must have been in pain.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was very dramatic.
It sounds dramatic. Because that's the thing, they tried to put the camera down. I couldn't. The gag reflex, I just couldn't. I couldn't. Yeah. That is amazing.
Well, they had to numb my throat. They did have to give me because he could not even, my throat was so swollen.
Oh my goodness.
He couldn't even look down there properly.
Wow.
So they had to numb my throat. And that's when I realised that, maybe this is...
quite serious.
This is quite serious. But I got through it, had speech therapy.
Yeah.
Learned to kind of sing. You have to
Yes, retrain.
And And I think it's really important for singers to understand that this is, it's not a joke. We use our voices on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And a lot, it's emotional as well, and the connection and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a tough time, but got through it.
Yes.
And then
went to college.
And the injury reoccurred again.
Oh, no.
But it was fine because I knew what to do.
Right.
And then, body groove.
So was that was that your first cut?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah, so just to give you a quick background without going on and on. But basically, there's a vocalist, massive dance vocalist called endeavour.
Right.
And she sings a song, she has loads of songs, but there was one big record that she had that was called Respect.
Right.
You got to show me a little respect. Remember that tune?
Oh, right.
What you want? I don't know. Anyway, it's a massive dance record. And she worked with the producer that I worked with, which was Ashley Akbar, rest in peace, who was the architect.
Right.
So she gave me my name. She was like, oh my God, you're so cute. You're going to be my little nene.
I love that.
So that's where I got it from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I remember we did a show. We didn't do a show. She did a show.
Yeah.
About 20, 30,000 people.
Wow.
This woman, honestly, I have never heard vocals like
just
this
from the chest of soul.
Yeah, she was, I was like, oh wow, this is singing.
Wow.
This is what, because I'd never been up close to somebody. And I think, not to be biased, but I think Black Americans, there's something in the water because they're singing to a whole different entity when they sing.
Yeah, I know. There's the level was just different.
The level was just different.
Yeah.
So I just remember thinking, oh, shit, this is...
this is...
So I was in a group and we were called Fini.
Right.
Felicia, Nene, and Elaine. That was very original.
Nice.
So in an R&B group.
Was that formed at college as well?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
We were in, right?
Yeah.
So we're on the stage and she's like, this is my new group, Fini.
Oh, wow.
So she's like, okay, so because we practiced the harmonies and everything, we froze.
Oh, no.
We absolutely froze.
Oh, no.
So at the end, I just grabbed the mic and I was like, I don't know what key I was singing in the key of Z. But I tried to sing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I came off, she was like, that's what I'm talking about. And she cussed us. She was like, you can't go on the stage.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a massive crowd and it's her reputation.
Yes.
So anyway, she was like, you a star.
Yes.
You my little Nene, you going to be a star. And I was thinking, yeah, I am. It all sounds really cliche, but
you're fired.
But let me give you the joke though.
Yeah.
The plot twist was, Felicia was great. She had this really husky, bassy, her voice was really beautiful. And then Elaine had this Mariah Carey kind of dulcet whistle. She could do it.
Wow.
So to be fair, I wasn't the best vocalist. I wasn't there. I have to put my hands up.
I love that.
I have to be honest. I have to be honest. So I always thought that in terms of singing, Elaine was always going to be the one that was going to go because she was gospel as well.
Wow. That's the interesting thing though to really highlight on is that there are amazing singers in the world, but being an artist is separate.
Of course it is.
We
know that now.
Yeah,
but even up to this day, I mean, Elaine's vocal is just something else.
Yeah.
But so that was that. And then me and Ashley started working together. We were still in this group. But obviously, you can't do R&B over here. No one cares. They're not. And at that time, it was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And the Americans were, I mean, there was 702, there was Missy, so that's what we were competing with. And in terms of production, come on.
Yeah.
You know, you had Chucky Thompson, you had Timbaland, you had Rodney Jerkins.
Yeah, Babyface.
I mean, you know.
I love Babyface.
Let me just say something. If I ever get in the studio with Babyface, nobody needs to call my phone ever again. And I'm wearing my sunglasses for the rest of my life. There will be no more.
Babyface, call Nene.
No, don't call me. Don't call me. I think that man is just
amazing.
Teddy Riley, all of them. You know, that's what, you know.
Yeah. That's
I mean, we can touch on that later, but just the levels of excellence. Yeah. That is what I grew up on. Yeah. And that is the standard that was set. Yeah. So if you're going to do R&B, if you're going to do anything, that's what you're up against. Yes. And so, what was I saying?
You two were in the studio together.
We were in the studio and then he said, I've got this record. got you in mind for it. So I was like, I rolled my eyes. I thought, yeah, it's going to be dodgy. It's going to be dodgy. So I remember we were in his house, in his bedroom, and he only had the chorus. And he said, the chorus is going to go something like, make your body move. You got to... And I was like, bruv, I'm not... Are you mad? I'm not singing that.
Like, no.
Because to put into context, I was listening to Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
I was a thug in my head. I wasn't. It's from North London, Hampstead. Posh.
You're a posh thug.
I was a posh thug. Do you know what I mean? But I was listening to real hip hop and Bashment, Bounty Killer. Do you know, Beat Him, Make Your Body. Are you okay?
Yeah.
So I left.
You actually
No, I beefed him. And I left.
Oh
we had an argument.
God.
I said, I'm not saying that. You must be mad.
This is amazing.
So I left. Bless his heart. So I used to work in Selfridges.
Yeah.
So he came into Selfridges one day and he said to me, Nay, there is something about this record. Your name is on this record.
Wow.
Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? And so I was like, yeah, but I'm not singing Make Your Body. We're going to have to change that chorus. And he was like, okay, cool. Yeah. You know when someone's just humouring you?
Yeah.
So then I remember I had £1.80 to my name the day that he called me to come down to the studio. So I was working part-time in Selfridges. I'm a struggling student. Do you know what I mean? It's this, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember he said, no, just come down to the studio, get the vocal done. If you don't like it, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's just get it done. And I had the flu.
Oh, wow.
And you know what's so weird? Every time I go to do something huge, I get the flu. I don't know what it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So anyway, went down. And you know, I remember him, like he did the chorus. No, I did the chorus. And then he doubled up.
Right.
And I remember thinking, this actually sounds all right, you know?
You like something about
and
this.
then I remember the high note, you know, I can't do it because I'm literally, but the high note that runs through it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I could hear that. So I was like, oh, let me put that down as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember the third verse. So we had the weekend, we had that.
Mm.
And then we had the second verse. And then the third verse wasn't written. So I was like, we were scrambling. I was like, does that make sense? You're on the dance floor making your moves. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So that was written in like 5 minutes.
Wow, love it.
And then I remember the engineer, bless him. I love you, Roy. If you watch this, I absolutely love Roy. He's this fiery redhead.
Big up Roy.
Big up Roy Davis, who basically engineered 21 Seconds and everything else.
Oh, wow, sick.
Just the best
Iconic,
engineer. But if you see him, he's literally a surfer dude.
Oh, wow, love.
Really posh, the sort of name. You know, it's really. So he was like, yeah, I think this is working. Anyway, I put the third verse, the high note, the high note. I put all the verses down, and I remember being so ill and thinking, oh, whatever. Came back, and I thought the bass dropped.
Yeah.
And I remember I had goosebumps, and I was like, oh wow. This is going to be something.
Yeah.
And then I remember, so how Ashley got to be on the record was there were 2 MCs that were supposed to show up, and they were big. I'm not going to mention them. They were big, high-profile MCs that were supposed to, and they didn't. They didn't show up.
Oh, wow.
So Ashley put on his sunglasses.
Right.
So we were in the booth.
Just doing it.
He just went into character and just was vibing.
Wow.
And then that was that, basically.
Wow.
The record was done. And then we shopped it. We kind of shopped it to all the record companies, and they said it was the worst. All of them said it was the worst record that they've ever had.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
A&Rs.
Yeah, they said it was the worst record. So everybody liked Show Me the Money. So there was a second single called Show Me the Money.
Right.
That was written by Carla Marie.
Okay.
Who's written Freedom.
Yes.
So everybody liked that record.
Yeah, right.
But nobody liked, and I hadn't vocaled that yet, so that was still in demo form.
Right.
All the record companies liked that.
Okay.
And I remember one A&R saying, what the hell is that? And who's the geezer on the... Get him off. So no lie, the first 1,000 copies of the vinyl were just me saying, make your body move.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's the original, so you would be looking for that original
Well, if you've got the vinyl, because I don't even have a copy of the vinyl.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then obviously Ashley's version, which was brilliant, was the version that they eventually went with. But yeah, nobody liked it for about a year.
Wow.
More than a year. The only reason why that record took off was because of the Pirates.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Love
like
that.
Everybody was like, no.
So who distributed it then? Who printed it to actually just get it done himself?
I think they did it themselves, but then there was, I think, like I said, 90,000 white labels were sold.
Wow, yeah.
Which was like a big indication.
That is huge.
Yeah, but it should have told the record company.
Yeah, what this is about, yeah.
And the reason why I'm shaking my head is because I'm going to get to the point. But 90,000 white labels were sold. So it's like, okay, that should give you an indication. Anyway, when the record was released, 55,000 copies were sold.
Wow.
Within that hour.
Wow.
So that should have told what we sold out.
Yes.
So we were number one. But because we sold out in the midweek, it was like, yeah. And that week was huge. I mean, people are talking about streams now, Kels, without being, I don't like to sound like one of those people that, back in my day, we were selling whatever.
Yeah, but you were selling physical copies.
Those physical copies, that was like 100,000 copies you had to sell to get even into the top 10.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? So Mariah Carey and Westlife, you bastards. Kernkraft. I think it was Kernkraft and Mel B.
Wow.
We beat Mel B though. It was Mel B and Missy Elliott, so it was a big deal.
That is a big deal. That's a big deal.
I love Missy Elliott, by the way. Just disclaimer.
Of course. But you want your tunes
No, but it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And so, that stayed in the top 10 for about, I think it was 10 weeks. So that was an indication.
Yeah. And
that,
you could have been number one as well, but yeah.
So in our heads, we were in New York, and it was like, I think we were doing promo in New York.
Wow.
T4 took us, Channel 4 took us.
Oh, love, yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, we're here. And then the record company person came in and said, oh, you're number 3. And I was like, wait, what? Why are we number 3? So I wanted to beef.
Yeah,
I actually
of course.
I was like, get out of my room.
Yeah, yeah.
So we were annoyed because it was like, that's a bit of a waste of
a momentum. Yeah.
Because the record was, look, the record was huge.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know the record was huge at the time is because there was a nightclub called Hanover Grand. And obviously there was no social media, so nobody knew who we were.
Yeah.
We went out as a group at the time. So it's me, Ashley and his brother. We all went out and we were in this nightclub and they played the record. Now, let me tell you something. I will never, for as long as I live, there's 2 things that I will always remember about this record and the feeling that I got. One is in this, when they played the record, it was like, oh my God, like people were literally losing their mind, and the DJ must have wheeled it about 4 or 5 times.
Wow.
And every time people just were getting more and more excited. And I remember looking at Ashley saying, oh my God,
wow,
this record's going to be like, it's massive.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell anyone it was me.
Oh, wow.
So nobody knew. So I was still going to Selfridges.
Yeah.
Working. And I didn't tell anybody.
Wow.
And I remember this girl came in and she was like, I thought you said you were going to be a singer. I thought you... And we were at Iron Bar.
Oh
there was this club, this thing called Iron Bar. And she went, you need to do a record like this. And
oh my God.
But the thing is, I never said anything.
You didn't?
No. Same thing at the video shoot. There was a girl that used to work in Selfridges. And she was like, what are you doing here? The director's invited me down. And I was like, I was in the toilet doing my makeup.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. And I remember I came on set and I was like, I didn't have any hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Flick your hair, do you know what I mean? So yeah.
I love it.
So it was a whole thing. It was
wow.
Yeah, that was a moment.
Yeah, that's an incredible moment. So I mean, like, this is all buzzing and everything's like, I mean, that record is huge. Like, what was the follow-up situation? Where was the Nene record?
So the problem is, you have what should have happened now in hindsight was Show Me the Money should have gone first to warm it up.
Right.
And then Body Groove should have dropped.
Yeah.
But, if you have such a massive, because when I say Show Me the Money, people are like, who? What?
Yeah,
I don't know that record. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
The problem is the record was so huge.
Yeah.
And so to follow up, what should have happened is we should have gone in with some top line writers.
Yeah.
And that it should have been taken serious, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's follow up with Show Me the Money. Show Me the Money was an okay record. It's a good record.
Yeah. But it wasn't Body Groove. Yeah.
Well, Spoonie, I remember Spoonie did this whole countdown, just to give you an idea very quickly. So there was this whole countdown about, the Architechs and their new single. It's, we're all waiting. There was this countdown on Radio 1 and, the Dream Team were massive at that point. And so they had this whole 25 minutes until the Architechs' new record drops.
Oh, wow.
And I remember sitting in the studio in tears thinking, because I hated the record.
Oh, no.
And it wasn't, when I listen back to it, I'm like, actually, this is a bit of a pop. But I knew it was not going to be.
Yeah, as big.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Spoonie gets a record. There's this whole countdown.
Oh, no.
He plays the record and he's like, yeah, I mean, it's not Body Groove.
Oh, God.
And I remember we were sitting in the studio and I remember looking at everybody thinking, because now I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
Because remember, the singer, no one's going to say, well, it was the producers or it was the record company. Everyone's going to be looking at the singer. And the video was pants as well.
Oh, no.
So the whole thing just wasn't, it just didn't work out. And so I think that's where, now when I look back, I don't think it was very fair because you're allowed to make a mistake. As a creative, you're allowed to make a mistake.
Yeah.
But I think because we went in
That
here,
level, yeah.
and, you know, the Americans were playing the record. Kels, no one believes this, but, you know, it's good that I have witnesses. I got into a taxi when I got to New York with Channel 4 and they were playing Body Groove on the radio and I thought they were pranking me. It was on radio in New York.
Wow. That's been so surreal.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. So it was like...
It was,
the Americans, but I remember we were at the MOBOs and Usher was like, oh my God, like I got to work with that because So Solid were cleaning up.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh my God, this garage stuff, man. I got to... But nobody, not that nobody cared, but it was like, I think the respect was different. I think for the first time, the Americans were looking at us like, hang on a minute.
Yeah, this is different.
And they couldn't emulate it. Because remember, R&B.
Yeah.
It's only now that we've slightly caught up.
Yeah.
But in terms of R&B, we were nowhere near the levels that they were.
Yeah.
And then garage, nobody could.
Yeah.
Because it's a UK thing, isn't it?
It's very UK.
So yeah, it was an interesting time.
That is wild, and obviously hearing that. And did you feel like, look, I just need to get in the studio and just try and make my own record?
I did. So Nicole's Groove, which is by Phase One, and that was Wiley. That's another garage record. Mm-hmm. That didn't materialise. I'm not going to even get into it. I'll tell you about that off camera.
Oh God.
But that would have been huge because it was Wiley produced. And it's a great record.
And did you feel like no labels will come in to sign you, talk to you, speak to Nene? No. Yeah.
But that should tell you that this is the issue when people say to me, well, what happened?
Yeah.
Well, what do you mean what happened?
Yeah.
I delivered.
Yeah.
I delivered at the top.
Yeah.
I'm still delivering. The record is still playing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what I do now. If I leave that record, my mum said, oh, this record is not going away. Do you know what I mean?
But because you put that on the wall.
Yeah, but it's exactly. But the point is, you know, I delivered and there was still a question mark.
Yeah.
And, you know, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. And this is why we have these conversations.
Yes.
This is what happens to black vocalists.
Yeah.
You know, we have to
Over-deliver.
And I don't know how much more I could have done.
But you had a smash and you had a global smash. And then you're left trying to figure out what your next step is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a budget that was like, the video is 15,000. Mm-hmm. The record company didn't spend a lot of money. I mean, the bidding war was nuts.
Right.
That was nuts. But, you know, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And
the record's been redone like multiple times since. So this has been another thing. It keeps coming back round, right? Yeah.
Much to my... I have to say, I don't have an issue with anybody sampling.
Yes.
But there's a vocalist behind that, and that is my work.
Yes.
And so just going forward, if you're going to sample my record, if you're going to sample my vocal, credit me.
Yeah.
And make sure you give me my respect.
Yeah.
Because it is my work.
Yeah.
And regardless of whether you know or not, there's a black, shiny young girl in that video who delivered.
Yeah.
You know, so respect is really important to me because I've paid my dues and I have worked my butt off.
Yeah.
And even if people don't know who I am, you know my record.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I just think in terms of the question that you asked, it was very disheartening.
Yeah.
And there was a melancholy in me for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it was like, wow.
Yeah.
What else can I do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I've literally delivered this record.
Yeah.
And even when Show Me the Money entered the charts, Body Groove was still in the charts.
Yeah. Right.
So that should
you
lot should have been scrambling
to
give me a budget.
Yeah. And keep it going.
But I remember my manager saying, I'm feeling really despondent with the response. Like, this is not what I expected.
Yeah.
And so, if people aren't chasing and there isn't a bidding war and all the rest of it, and there was no development.
Yeah.
It's see you later, isn't it?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing that's really stressful and really upsetting because, and it's something that we've talked about with Elizabeth Troy and, and many other women of colour as well in this situation are just feeling like they've sung these records and how much more do they need to deliver, like myself included. I've had to put out my records independently.
Girl, let's not even talk about your...
It's just, but it is like, there is that question again, why? And I don't ever seem to get an answer why. I've never had anyone really fill that in and say, well, maybe the social media marketing wasn't like... And the thing is, all of this stuff is actually just money and investment. So...
But that's all it is.
Yeah.
But I just think, look... people say, oh, you pull the race card or you... Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not pulling the race card. It's
just
what
telling
it
you
is.
a fact.
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Our white counterparts who are vocalists do not get the same treatment. If you deliver a record and the record has superseded all expectation, right? So from the beginning, like I said, the white labels were sold.
Yeah.
That should give you an indication.
Yeah.
Okay, you can make a mistake there. We've sold out.
Yeah.
That should give you an indication.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the record has now we've done the dance.
Yeah.
So culturally, we're killing it.
Yeah.
It's an underground record as well.
Yeah.
And pop-wise, everybody loves it. Okay, so what else is there?
Yeah.
I'm not a baboon.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, in your head, it's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So, when people want to have these conversations, sometimes it's pretty obvious.
Yeah. You ended up putting out your own record, All Cried Out. I had Lady to Show on it as well. So that you did that independent, right?
Yeah.
So how did you find doing that independent process?
Because it's hard work.
Yeah, it's very hard work.
And I'm spoiled. Yeah. I came from a record company.
Yeah.
I was signed to a record company. I had everything done for me. And then all of a sudden, everything's changed.
Yeah.
Streaming. I still don't get this streaming thing. I get it, but I don't get it.
Yeah.
Everything's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I loved the record. I thought Leisha was great. It got a great response. But independent is not easy.
Yeah,
you've got to have a lot of money or some type of funding,
and keep pushing. Keep pushing.
So I admire your graft because it's not. I think people think we show up and thank God we don't look like what we've gone through because
I mean
my hair wouldn't be sticking.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
I mean, for me, the way I funded my label is literally any royalty of any record that I sang, I've put back into myself and just had to keep pushing myself forward because I waited for people to sign me and it's not happening.
No.
So, and then I've sent songs out like Unconditional being one of my biggest singles yet last year. I sent that to labels, got rejected by everybody that I'd sent it to. And then it became my first solo playlisted record on Radio 1. So it's just really interesting that, like you said, it's just there's so many hoops to jump through. I mean, you put out All Cried Out and you haven't put out a record since. Are you thinking of getting back in and putting more stuff out and doing you?
That's a good question. I love what I do. I really do. And every time I'm like, okay, I'm done, I get pulled back in somehow because Body Groove is not going away. Yeah. It's not going away. But yeah, I would like to do some fresh stuff.
Yeah.
I'd like to be known for other stuff. Yeah. Because I can actually sing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Are you writing for other artists as well?
Yeah, but I just find, you know what? I have to be honest, I just find music a little bit exhausting at the moment.
Yeah.
And the chutzpah has gone. Because it's not about talent anymore. It's just political. There's just too much politics. And, we're fortunate that we can do what we do. Yeah. So on the positive side, yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And yes, I'll always be a vocalist. I'll always find some type of record to sing on. Yeah. But it has to be the right record as well. Yeah. So it's just, I don't want to do another garage record. Right. Been there, done it. Yeah. Worn the t-shirt. And my first record is still doing what it's doing. Yeah. I have other records, by the way, but no one cares. Yeah. If you could do Body Groove, thanks. Yeah, yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I just need, the problem is when you have a hit like that, it's always measured, isn't it? Yes, it's true. I mean, if you could dream, what is the biggest dream for yourself that you have in the moment? What could you bring forth and manifest? Do you know what would be completely random? Yeah. And I think people would be really surprised. So I'm obsessed. I will always be obsessed with slow jams. And so Mary J. Blige's My Life album, that whole body of work, that's me.
Yeah.
That is, if you said to me, make a record, any record off of that album, or any type of, from the 90s. So I'm not saying, oh my God, I am stuck in the 90s. I've even got the cropped fur. I'm stuck in the 90s,
I love it, but you've been 90s for life.
Yeah, but my roots will always be R&B.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a dream just to do an R&B-esque type record.
Yeah.
And not really care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not care about...
Just write it.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah.
So Kels, sort it out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what producers would you love to work with?
Rodney Jerkins would just be a dream because everything he did, even, the beginning of Body Groove, Architechs, Nene, that was an ode to...
Yeah, exactly.
To Rodney Jerkins.
Actually, well, that's a good question. Well, obviously that record being so big in the States, did you think of trying to get out there and trying to connect with people out there?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
How did it go?
But, the Americans are different. We'll leave it there. We'll have that conversation off camera. Yes. Yeah. I mean, they were down, but that's a whole different.
Yeah.
And I think I was a little bit overwhelmed and a little bit like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Because out there you got to be ready.
Yeah. They don't.
They don't play.
Yeah.
And you'll go in the studio and in the next room, Busta Rhymes is in the next room and it's like, oh, you hot? Yeah. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Next minute you're in the studio. So you've got to be ready.
Yeah.
This is not a game. It's not.
Yeah.
It's really not.
Yeah.
And I don't think I was ready.
Right. Okay.
At all.
Yeah.
But what was...
it's quite extreme. You just was, and you went from having no voice to suddenly being at college to suddenly being the biggest record of that moment.
But I never had any media training.
Yeah.
I never had any, it was literally, I was working in Selfridges and then the record came out. For a year, no one knew it was me, so I was safe. Then I shot the video and it was pandemonium after that.
Wow.
And I've never stopped.
Yeah.
So I've never, the only time I stopped, when I did stop was when I went to America, and it was too much. It was just like,
wow,
yeah. I didn't have backing either. Sorry.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, now you know what you know, and you're in a different space of life. Would you reapproach that?
No,
you just wouldn't. No,
I wouldn't do this again.
Yeah,
I remember my niece can sing. She can really sing.
Yeah,
as in like, oh wow. Took after Auntie. Thank you very much. She's better than me. This is a better version. She's a beautiful girl. And she's like, oh, Auntie, and I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm not even entertaining the conversation. Go and study your books. Just go and be cute and live your life. Do not get into this thing.
Oh.
No.
But don't you think with Auntie's wisdom and guidance, she could probably...
because I'll fight everybody. I really will. If anybody messes with my niece, they're getting, and I am a hooligan, so... So I think it's best. If she really wants to do it and all the rest of it, I'll help.
Yeah.
But,
no. Yeah.
Look, I'm really grateful. I'm really thankful. It would be wrong of me to put a negative spin on this. Because what I asked for, I got.
Yeah.
And I got it in abundance.
Yeah.
So all glory goes to, the greater being. I'm not a religious person, but let me tell you something. I put that is exactly what I wrote.
Yes.
And I stuck it in the wall and it came
and that's
true.
What came, yeah.
Right. So yes, I'm eternally grateful and I'm still working and we're still doing all these sold out shows and blah, blah, blah. And it's great. But what you endure as a vocalist mentally, nah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do this again.
Yeah. And you feel, is it the kind of devaluation of yourself and just...
It's the way you're spoken to. It's the splits. It's the people think you're dumb. It's the having to dumb yourself down. It's the aggressive, but trying to not be the aggressive black woman or be labelled as the angry black woman when you're not. It's been called a diva because a makeup artist hasn't bought your shade.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So now you look light-skinned, and like I said to you, you look like LaToya Jackson.
Yeah.
No diss to her, but I am not LaToya Jackson's complexion.
Yeah.
And so you have all these monikers attached to you.
Yes, before you've even
started.
Yeah.
I mean, I was told, Kelly, this, and I want all the young black girls who are watching this, or any black vocalist or any vocalist. This is what I was told. So imagine going into a job and someone saying to you, you're really beautiful for a dark-skinned girl, but they don't sell records.
Wow.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Already.
Yes. Before you've been put this.
My dream, imagine you shattered. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So that was in the back of my mind. Oh, so that's why they didn't put enough money behind me, or that's why, or that's not right.
It's not right at all, and it's not something you can change or fight. Then it's like literally you've just had that.
But if you say anything, you're a bitch. You're difficult. Yeah, you're an angry black woman. You're aggressive. None of those things. Every woman, if they're told anything about their appearance, I don't care what complexion you are. I don't care if you're ginger, or if you've got blue hair. Yeah, any woman. We all have our insecurities. We all have our thing. Yeah. So how dare you? Yeah. But that's what I was told. Yeah. And I proved them wrong. Yes. But yet still you couldn't get that support. So that you know, and when we speak about these things, when you speak about it, we're completely different complexions. Yeah. You speak about it, and in my head, I was horrified. So I'm like, well, she's that complexion, and she's getting. I mean, look at Ray. Yeah. She's a Ghana girl. I love Ray. Fucking love you, Ray. Sorry, I was meant to swear. I love that. She's a Ghana, and she's light-skinned. Yeah, I remember when all of that was, the fallout was happening. And I remember my friend, he said to me when it was all happening, and I looked at the tweets that she was putting out, and he went to me, I know you struggled, but if she's struggling, he was like, I don't even know how you're supposed to break through. Well, there you go. So, and imagine. As the colours go. Yeah. Down into chocolate. Yeah. Yeah. Because if you think about it, name me one, and I keep saying this to people when they try and come with any type of argument, name me one dark-skinned female that looks like me, who is a global superstar, and I mean global, who has had is on every billboard, has been given the same opportunity. Name me one. There isn't. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So if we're all saying the same thing, all women, all black women of different shades, colours, all the rest of it, hues, are saying the same thing, why are we not being listened to? Yeah. I think now for me, even like, obviously, because it was really important that we had these conversations in lockdown with George Floyd, and finally being able to have this conversation and actually being able to talk up about it. Like I remember when Funk Butcher tweeted and my response to him, and I just felt like there was nowhere even else for me to go. Like I just felt so deflated and defeated by that point. I just was like, this is my truth. And then actually the response to it. But now even for me, when I still see things happening, I just go, look to people I'm discussing it with, please do your own research, because you can see it. Like when Nadia Khan brought out the Women of Control report, which looked at all radio, how many women were played on radio by stations, and then how many of those women were solo artists, how many of those were featured, and then how many of those were women of colour as well. It was just, the facts were just there, and it was so shocking. But then at the same time, it was actually really comforting, because it was facts based on facts. And it was there for everybody to see, and everybody that does say it, go, maybe it's not like that, actually just going, there's a report. It's factual. It's an actual factual report that we can read and see and we can hark back to. And even now still, I'm like, look at the playlist, look at the DSB playlist, look at like a dance playlist and see how many, you've got 60 to 100 songs on there, and how many of that playlist are women who are the lead artists on it, not a feature, and then how many of those people are then also women of colour. And it's just really interesting. So now I'm asking people to, when they question me, do their own research and actually see it, because it's still there. It's a lot better, and it's a lot better. And I think it's because we are now having these conversations and not being scared to actually have these conversations and say, it's not even that I don't care. It's just like, what the hell? I'm unapologetic. I was unapologetic from the beginning. I remember my mum, the outfit that I wore for Body Groove, I remember I'd seen that in the window and I was like, that's what I'm going to wear for my video. The song didn't exist. Right. I just had that in my head. So my mum said, yes. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Because I greased up my legs. I made sure. I'm unapologetic. You have to be. If you're going to do this, you have to be.
You have to be fully bold.
But I think a lot of women are scared because you're going to get blacklisted or whatever. Listen, let me just be clear about something. You're going to be blacklisted. You're blacklisted from the beginning. Yeah. Because of you. Yeah. Do you understand? So you just got to do what you got to do. Yeah. They said that to me, and I still did. Like I said, what I did.
And you delivered. Yeah.
So, and there's still a question mark. There shouldn't be any more question marks.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether it's one song or not, I delivered.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Do you think you'll give yourself that space to do that R&B album, do UK R&B album?
It has to be good. Yeah. It has to be with the right people. Yeah. It has to be with Babyface and Oh my God, can you imagine? I literally, guys, I wouldn't speak to any of you, by the way. I'm not joking. I'm literally,
gone.
Security, who are these people? No. But do you know what I mean? It's got to be, that's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
So for me, it's more about quality.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there aren't any UK producers, because there's some really great ones.
Yeah.
But that's what I grew on.
Yeah.
And just the middle eights with the wind machine. And
exactly.
And the rain.
So
yeah. That's what I grew up on, Kels.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so if you're going to do that, that's what you want.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I want.
Yeah. What does 2025 look like for you then?
Loads of shows, so I'm going to be, we're doing the O2 Arena.
Amazing.
Yep, bit of Ollie, Ollie, Ollie at the O2 Arena. The split in my dress is going to be up to my fallopian tube, just so that we're clear on that. I'm missing. And Kew Gardens. And just working. I am going to be doing some new music. I just need to think about, it needs to be right.
Yeah.
And if I speak another language, I'm fluent in Tree because I'm Ghanaian, right?
Oh, wow.
So the Afro beats thing, and I don't want to clump it all together because I don't want to get beaten by the Nigerians and the Ghanaians. But the Afro beats thing would be a nice transition because I am fluent.
Yes.
It was my first language. She is my first language. So
wow.
Yeah, there's a few options, but it's just getting the right people and making sure that it's done properly because this record will be brought up.
Yes, yeah, of course.
I am the girl that did.
Yes, you need to,
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So there's also an argument though for you to just keep putting out and keep moving because you're always going to get that. And you just have to like, for myself, I keep putting out singles and that's the other thing. I was talking to AME and...
oh my God, she's amazing.
She's amazing. And just talking about... sometimes your catalogue is also part of making the bigger picture of the one thing as a hit and just keeping going. And this song might only do this much, but it's ticked this box and gone to these people and then this box has done this and it's opened up this fan base and then so it just keeps doing this until that one comes. So don't give yourself that pressure.
No, I won't. I mean, All Cried Out was, I was quite shocked at the response to All Cried Out actually. And I think because I put out there's a slow version and I've been people like, oh, and it's like, yeah, that's where my heart really is.
Yeah.
I just had to kind of soften you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody expects you to do a dance record or an R&B, a garage record or so.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for that and I'm excited to see you at the show smashing it up.
Are you all coming?
We're all coming. We're all getting tickets.
You don't look very enthused.
You're in the studio.
Drag you kicking and screaming. Come and party.
And thank you so much for coming on here and sharing your story. It's really amazing. And you are... part of the fabric and history of dance and garage and our music scene here in the UK. So thank you so much for sharing
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And like I said, just thank you for having these conversations because I think they're really, really important. And I think we're at the stage now where no one gives a shit. We're just going to say how we feel. But I hope, when people watch this, that they realise that,
there's stuff that's
you've got to keep you've just got to do it and be unapologetic about you.
Yeah.
So thank you, Kelly, and big up because as much as I don't like, I'm not really a dance person. I do like that unconditional.
Oh, thank you.
Might come and do some BVs in the background.
I've got you inside. I definitely
Good
want.
Stuff.
I love that. Thank you, Nene.
Bless you.
Icon.